Hello, this is the Dove Lady again. Just going to start a bunch of pictures showing of the different orbs and mention that last night I did not get a wink of sleep. I wonder if that happened to anyone else. I just could not sleep at all. And today I'm really dragging. I'm a little dragon. Roar, hear me roar. I don't want to complain because maybe there's reasons why people can't sleep, but it sure makes for the next day not being very good as far as having any energy to get anything done. But I thought, well, in spite of that, I'm going to make a video and show some of the orb pictures. These are showing the curved line balls, how they just multiply inside the orb. And sometimes I go in real close on the orb and you don't even see the outside edges of it at all. And see how they move about? They're just little contortionists. I've been thinking a lot about what it is that I'm seeing. And I've called it many things, many things. A friend of mine that lives in Arizona used his dowsing rods to ask what it was. And what he came up with was it was orgone. I just remembered that the other day when I was reading about orgone. It's a very interesting subject to read about orgone. You will read about William Wright, who discovered it and named it. But he had a machine that you could get in and it healed people. He never charged any money for healing people with it. But yet, the FDA had him put in prison, and he was in prison the rest of his life. He died in prison. He knew something about orgone that we all need to know. And maybe this year, 2019, is the year that all these kind of things are going to come to light. We will discover all that's been hidden from us. It's kind of a dangerous thing to know, though, or it was. Maybe it still is, because they tend to want to shut you up if you know too much about orgone, especially if you're spreading the word around. But it is really an interesting subject. Anyone watching this video here, please let me know what you think about orgone. It's spelled O-R-G-O-N-E. And others have carried on his work, William Wright's work, but not as successfully as he was doing it, I don't think. But maybe that's going to revive now interest in orgone. And you can make these little orgonite things that are made out of resin and shaved metals and crystals set in resin. And I'm thinking I'm going to order some of those. There's people who make them and sell them online. I'm thinking about getting some. There was a video I watched the other day. A woman had this orgonite little platform round thing. She placed a lemon on it and another lemon beside it, but not on it. And she watched it for weeks, and the one placed on the orgonite stayed firm, even after the other lemon had just turned into blackness and softness. So there's some properties in orgone that probably would heal us. I'm sure they would. But so many things that are good for us are hidden from us. Like there's a kind of energy we can use, but it's so free that it's fought against by those who want to sell energy. So once someone can figure out how it all is done and they get it on the internet and they don't try to make money off of it, that's always a mistake, because then they knock you off. Just put it out there and just broadcast it everywhere. They can't kill us all. That's what I always think. Oh, that's one that's a video. Let me switch over. Oh, I got lots of video ones on this one. See, this is a vibrating energy, and it fills all space. And it's vibrating, you can tell from this live action, because this was a video I made of this. And there's definitely vibration in there. Look at that. That's vibration. And this is all around us and probably in us and through us and above us and under us. It's everywhere. And it's so beautiful. The colors are just amazing. Sometimes I just fall in love with the colors. And you know, colors are important. Everything that we've thought of as just something ordinary isn't ordinary at all. Everything has an importance. I don't even remember this video. I've made so many videos. And what happened is, well, I couldn't find them on my computer after I downloaded them. So, it'll start again if I don't make it go forward. Okay. So what happened was I got this new computer, a Lenovo, and it's a wonderful computer for putting everything together in one place that I could find them. So now I'm looking at a lot of videos that I had made and lost. I remember making this one because I used to could see this with my eyes as well as with the camera, that there were all kinds of levels of colorful, what looked like a net of jewels, like Ingra's net of jewels. And they were on different planes, like some were flat and some were sidewise. And this video sort of captures what I was seeing. I never thought that I could ever draw it because it would be impossible for me to draw it. I tried, but no, I didn't get very far. But, you know, it's not always the same. I don't get the same kind of video anymore that I got when I made this one. I still get this kind of action, though, in the orb when I get a real colorful one. Well, I'm going to be moving to Oregon. And when I get to Oregon, I'm going to get the Orgonite. I'm going to put it all around because I'll have my own place then. I won't be living with someone like I am now. I'm living with my daughter and her family. And I'll be at a place where if I want visitors, I can have them. Because, you know, they sort of frown on me having someone come over that I only know through the internet. Because, you know, as a stranger, and, you know, this is their home, and I have to respect their right to not want that. But when I get my own place in Oregon, I'm going to do things my way. It's going to be nice. It's been a long time that I hadn't lived with one or the other of my children. So I got to get back to being on my own, making my own decisions, and having anyone I want to come over and visit. It would be a little different if those I'm around were interested in the orbs, but they're not. And you can't force anyone to be interested in something they're just not, I don't know what they think of it. I think they think it's just something marbles do. This was one, when I first noticed the curved line balls was in this very particular one right here. They looked like they were in a cocoon of a sort, and they were like a caterpillar. And they were going to break through and be something that would be like a butterfly. Not really, but But it was a transformation. It was something happening within the orbs. Because I look at them a lot, and I notice things that are different than when I took pictures of orbs a few days earlier. So I notice this sort of thing. I'm doing it pretty much by myself, though. Maybe when I get to Oregon, I will find others who want to explore this more deeply with me and who will want to give me some ideas of little experiments we could do. I'm anxious to get people in the picture with the orbs. But the thing is, when the background's always dark because the light is shining, and only what the little spot of light will shows up, and the rest is just black in the background. It wouldn't be black if there was someone in the background with a light shining on their face. So I've never tried that. And if they were like singing, if they were singing a beautiful song, or maybe singing or playing some instrument, I wonder what the orb would look like while they were doing that. Because I think this field of whatever this is, orgone, the etheric, luminous ether, whatever it is, I think it responds to us, to what we're doing and what we're thinking and saying. Let me go on to the next one. Oh gosh, they're all videos. Well, I like this one. There's an example on a website of the self-propelling of subatomic particles that look just like that one that had the woven effect. And here's all the little circles and the little things that look like little rubber bands that John Hagelin says, the universe percolates rubber bands. And I wish I could get a hold of that man because he's a quantum physicist. I think he would be interested in this. But they're very hard to get a hold of. I mean, I really worked at trying to get a hold of him. I found where I could get his email address, but no answer. I made a video that said that the title was, Yes, John Hagelin, the universe percolates rubber bands. And much, much more. But who I'd really, really like to see these orbs is Nassim Haramein. And perhaps very soon, I'm hoping so much so, that I will be able to get him to look at some of these. When people become very popular, they don't have time to look at everything that's sent to them. And that's kind of a problem. It's a problem I don't want to ever have. I don't even want to be popular. I just want this that I'm filming to be popular. That's Harry. That's a little friend in the light that I can call for Harry and say, Harry, where are you? And he pops into view. He's not scary. He looks like a little spider to me. And I just love him. But he might be something people would fear. See, there's a part of his little appendage showing up. Oh, that's one of the videos I made with him in it. See, he just kind of, I will move the camera around. Oh gosh, I'm going to be talking. I'm talking in that one. But anyway, I move the camera around, and sometimes he just follows right along with me. Look how colorful that one was as it came out of the light. Right as soon as it came out of the light, these were getting all this color in them, which that doesn't always happen. Sometimes they come out of the light and they're still white, or they're all curled up like this one, but they're not full of color. And this one is outdoors. I can see the outdoor in the background. I have a new camera now. I haven't even taken many orb pictures with it because it is so heavy. It's so heavy that my arm gets tired holding it, because when I take these pictures, I've got my arm straight out, moving it around, and a little tiny light camera works best for me. But this big one that I have, it's a really good camera. And I have yet to learn how to do all the things it will do. And I got a tripod too that I'm going to put it on so I don't have to hold it. And with the tripod, you can kind of move it around as well. So I will be doing that some. I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. Look at the color in that one. Wow. When I look at these pictures, it seems like I don't remember it being as colorful as it is now. It's like maybe it got intensified after it got put onto my computer. There's only one thing I do when I put take the pictures off of my camera, is I allow some darkness to come into it, because sometimes too much light and you don't get any definition of the colors. The dark is the shadow that defines the light. So it's both sides of the polarity there. We got to have the shadow and we got to have the light. They work together. One wouldn't be what it is without the other. Yeah, I'm beginning to wake up a little bit now. I've been kind of dozing today because I didn't sleep at all last night. I think there was a full moon out there. I should have gone outside and just sit under it and let my feet touch the ground and get some grounding. That's what I should have done. So I will be moving to Oregon sometime in the latter part of June, which is just next month. And we're going to be, the two women, Sandra Carpenter and Carol Harris, they have a YouTube channel called Awakened Comedy. And they believe, and I believe with them, that when you wake people up, do it with humor. Because humor really breaks down a lot of barriers. When you can get someone to laugh, it's like, okay, now they might also laugh at themselves a little. Because I know I do. I laugh at how I used to be. I used to be so ignorant of things. But now I'm more open-minded. You really have to be. There's some strange things are going on in this life. I think we're here for the big event. It will happen during our lifetime. Someone the other day said, oh, the 3 days of darkness, that's going to be in 2037. Well, gosh, I'll be in my 90s then, so I don't know if I'll even still be around. I hope to be, and to be in my 90s, but to be younger. To be actually have my body grow younger. Because we have to imagine things that are the unimaginable, or they can't happen. Because we're always creating with our thoughts. And if our thoughts are always fixated on, well, that can't be done, well, then it can't be done for us. And somebody else will go and do it. And then maybe that'll give people permission that, oh, maybe I can think outside of the box too. Because there's a lot we can do we have no idea of. We just have a little intuition that, yeah, we're going to grow younger and stronger. And who knows, we may levitate someday. It's been done before. If you study the past, you'll hear of people who levitated. I always thought, that sounds like flying. I want to do it. I love a flying dream. When I have a dream that I get to fly, that is so nice. It always feels so good. See that one right there? Okay. When a strand of my hair gets in front of my face and the sun is shining in my face, that strand of hair, I can see it with my naked eye, and it's full of color, just like that one that just went by. That strand of hair looks like it ought to be multicolored, but it just doesn't look that way, except when you see it in extreme sunlight. More and more people are being able to get these kind of orbs in their pictures. And more people are becoming more interested in this. And that's all good. It's all good. My Fitbit buzzed because I have it fixed where I need to walk and get up and walk at least once every hour. Don't just sit down for longer than an hour, because that's not good. So it went off. So I'm going to have to end this video and get up and walk. But I'll give it another 2 minutes. Usually it cuts off about 24, 25 minutes. See how the orb can be all scrunched up? It's such a flexible thing, but I don't really think the orb is anything more than just, I look inside the orb, and as I move it around, I see that the background just continues. So the orb itself, the roundness of it is like if you were looking through a telescope or something, and you only see roundness because that's how the lens are. It's a round lens. As you move it around, you know it's not roundness out there because it keeps going on beyond what it's showing you in the round area. So it's kind of a magnifying glass, you might say, the orb is. And yet some of the orbs look different because some of them have colors that fall out of one orb and into another orb. And so that wouldn't fit that description I just now told you. They do so many different things. And it's amazing to me. And it's also amazing to me how it's not amazing to a lot of people. I just sometimes wonder why people can't take the time to be curious. But I do know that a lot of people, they're just into survival, and the workaday world takes so much of their energy. They don't really want to give over their time to research anything. When they have some time off, they want to watch something on TV, or they want to do some sport or something that will give them a little exercise. But when you get older like me, I'm 72 years old now, I got lots of time on my hand. And so I do research things, and I love it. So anyway, I'm getting almost at 25 minutes, so I'm going to click this off on purpose so it doesn't just go off in the middle of me speaking. So this is the Dove Lady. I love you guys. Over and out for now. Bye-bye.